It's wild being where it all began, you know, where all of this music was created.
Sometimes I wonder, lonely dream.
The students have been great, they really have. We always wanted to do the show with young people interpreting old music. We all know that Sarah Vaughan can sing The Nearness of You, Ella Fitzgerald can sing The Nearness of You. It's a whole different ball of wax to see a 20-year-old sing The Nearness of You.
Well, we were just putting the songs together because his catalog is enormous. And when they first called me, when Hoagy Carmichael's son called me about doing this, I didn't know half the songs he had written. I knew the obvious ones, and then when I said, well, let me look into the catalog and see if I think I can put together a theatrical, because they wanted to be theatrical, put together a theatrical show. And I was awestruck by the catalog. I went, oh my goodness. And of course, he wrote with the best lyricists. So the songs not only have these wonderful timeless melodies, but they have timeless lyrics as well.
Susan went, why don't you check out the library of Hoagy Carmichael's music? I mean, we all know The Nearness of You and Georgia on My Mind and Skylark, but there was a whole catalog of music that I didn't know, and that I think a lot of people don't know. Went online, and I actually went to the university here, to the archives, and checked out different songs and tried to get names and titles, and then go to Spotify or YouTube or whatever to try and find out what they sounded like. And so we found a bunch of unknown, to me anyway, and to I think a lot of people, incredible music that we decided to put into this piece.
It's wonderful to mix the well-known tunes with the not well-known tunes. And I think the song that interestingly gets the biggest response is when they start Heart and Soul, because nobody thinks that that song was ever written by anybody, you know? And when she starts it, you can hear the audible sort of sound in the audience, it's the laughter, that, oh no, he wrote that too? And we go, yes, he wrote that too.
It was only an instrumental initially, and a few years later it was sort of languished in a publishing house, and they had the rights to the song, but there was a band at the time, the Isham Jones band, took the song, slowed it down, recorded it, and suddenly, you know, which you can never explain why these things happen, it became a mega hit. It's not like most popular songs of the era for its complexity.
Wonderful thing about Hoagy Carmichael's music is that it's classical. So though it might have been in a certain period that he wrote it, and it has a feel of a certain period, the emotion of it is everlasting.
In the 1960s, early 60s, rock and roll came in a big way. And my father's kind of melodic music was not in vogue. He had a very tough time getting music publishers and people to sing his music. The money wasn't there.
Hoagy, you know, should be celebrated as a wonderful writer. People should not forget him.
When a melody is a good melody, it transports you to an emotional place. Today, even in the world of rock and roll and, you know, everything else that has happened, people still sing those tunes.
He brought me into this world. His stuff is important, if I may say. And yeah, it's up to me, the oldest, to do what I can.
This show has come home because this is where it all began. And the fact that IU houses the archives, the Hoagy Carmichael archives, also make it very special to be doing it here. And the statue's right outside, right.
The first time I saw the statue, I didn't want to see the statue. It was too close to home for me. I gave the statue a pat yesterday and the day before, and I went over and said hello this morning or this afternoon, and so it's great. It's great. I just wish Dad could have seen it, and the many other things that have happened in his life, like this. We have wonderful facilities here at IU, and they have been wonderful to us. So it's a great experience for us, and brings Dad back again.
Indiana University, Bicentennial.